Shalom, giving all praises, all honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. And I want to give double honors to our apostles and elders at Great Millstone that taught us his truth and that continue to teach us his truth. And salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad throughout the four corners of the earth that believe in his doctrine, believe in Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. All right, and that are awaiting his return. Okay, and while we await for his return, all right, the Lord would send the prophets, all right, to declare what they see, all right, to put the people up on game, those of you that are of the hopeful elect, all right, and I'm pretty much going to be various topics here, and I was meditating on this right here, something that Klaus Schwab said a couple years ago during the C-19 pandemic, okay, and what he said, all right, because this, make no mistake, this economy, the things that you're seeing now was orchestrated. All right. When you go through these comments, you know, everybody got something to say. But at the end of the day, these people are still going to go and be down with this system. All right. So a lot of people are not serious about standing on what they believe in. People only just want to make money and survive. And which that's a natural instinct. All right. To want to survive. But the Lord is going to he has already begun to shake things up. All right, because of prophecy. And America was never meant to survive forever and ever and ever and keep going. All right, in which the prophets been on the corners and highways and hedges, been on the internet telling people this for years. So they can only ignore these things and put them in the back of their mind and act like these things are not happening. It's only going to get worse because that is biblical prophecy. And no matter what is your truth, the only truth that matters is the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so everybody got something to say about the Hebrew Israelites, the men of the Lord. But at the end of the day, what we're saying, all right, and what the Lord has put in this book, the Bible, the prophecies, that's the only thing that matters. All right. So let me play this.
How it will play out in November. But what we know is that we will end up with many more unemployed and particularly also.
Okay. He said this over 5 years ago. He said many more unemployed. And this is what you see. Mass layoffs. All right. And people have gone to gig work because artificial intelligence is taking a lot of people's jobs. All right. So these people, they're not up here just saying shit. They're orchestrating on the left hand side. All right. These are the left hand entities, the left hand, which is the evil, wicked sons of Satan, sent to send confusion on the left hand side, sent as a sword. OK. Prepare for a more angrier world. And people are angry. People are angry. People are crashing out. You see it all over TikTok, YouTube. All right. Hopelessness. Times of uncertainty. A lot of people, these Edomites are crashing out. All right. Jake been struggling. All right. But things are getting harder. All right. And we feel a pinch, too. The believers of Yahweh Shai. All right. But we got to endure to the end.
People in the gray economy, which are not counted for, who lose their jobs. So we will see definitively a lot of anger already now, but probably increased by the end of the year, because this crisis will be with us until we really have found a remedy. So we have to prepare for a more angry world. And how to prepare? It means to take the necessary action to create a fairer world, to see that we provide everybody with decent access to the health system.
You know, and pushing the health system. All right. This is how he said prepare for a more angrier world. Talking about the fucking health system. All right. These companies, major companies, trying to get cheap labor. All right. To push the world towards who? The government. So that you can lean on the government. So you can depend on the government. Because believe it or not, we're all being backed into a corner financially. The middle class is pretty much gone. All right, if you're middle class, you're just getting by. And you might not just be getting by. All right, the middle class is pretty much almost gone. All right, so these people get up here on these platforms and, get up on these panels. Okay, and some of you Israelites, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you still trust the white man. You still believe everything that comes out these people's mouths.
That we make sure that those people who are really left behind, and I'm not speaking only on national levels, I'm speaking also internationally. If I see now the tragedy in some of the emerging countries like South Africa, like some countries in East Asia, I think it's all, I don't have too many remedies. The remedies have to be discussed through dialogue by the stakeholders of our global system.
And that's what I wanted to play. Okay. Now, I'm going to get the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 3, verse 1 in the NLT. You should know this, Timothy, that in the last days, there will be very difficult times. All right. And the scriptures say through much tribulation shall we enter into the kingdom of heaven. All right. So this is a part of it. Economic turmoil, Jacob's trouble, all the things that are coming to the earth, pestilence, famine. We're on the earth too, and we have to endure all this. All right, but through the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, okay, and the spiritual fortitude and the mental fortitude that the Lord will provide for his hopeful elect, that he will give to his elect, Lord willing, we are part of the elect, and we'll be able to endure it. All right, because as you can see in these latter days, the reason why people crash out is because their mind can't take it anymore. All right, their mind has given up, and only the strong. When you say only the strong survive, being strong, you can have you can be the strongest person, physically strongest person in the world, but if your mind is not strong, what good are you? So when we say the only the strong survive, we're talking about spiritually first and foremost, and mentally, because people are beginning to crack already. And there is still food in the store. People are giving up hope, and still food in the store. Still running water. The garbage man is still picking up the trash. People are still working 9-to-5 jobs. They're still able to do day-to-day lives, and people are already, crashing out. So this is why the scriptures say what they say in the latter days in the book of 2 Ezra 15 and 16, and variously throughout the prophecies, about how people will begin to react when these things come to pass. People laugh at us when we say people are going to eat each other. People are going to kill each other for the lack of bread. People are going to go back to the animalistic instincts. Right? It's only human nature. It's only human nature. When you don't have anything to eat, what are you going to do? You just going to sit there and starve? No, the Lord he's going to starve. He's going to make them eat each other. All right. This is very serious, man. You got a lot of people that think what we're doing is a game. It's a joke. It's not. All right. All these videos that we put up is for the elect. Right. But people, they see our videos, man. They see us on the corners. They see us. All right. But at the end of the day, they don't, they've been given an opportunity. Okay. And that's going to be on them. For people will only love themselves and their money. You see, people are willing to put aside what they stand for money. A lot of people voted for Donald Trump because they thought that they was going to get stimulus checks again. A lot of people voted for Donald Trump because he was pushing this golden age. All right, pushing more money in your pocket. And now you can see, look at what Trump has done. He's dragged you off the war. Gas prices are more expensive. All right. The middle class, which is what? The middle class is the backbone of a society. So if you're taking money away from the middle class, then how a society cannot stand like that? Because majority of the working class is middle class. And they know this. They know this. When I say they, first and foremost, the elite banking family, they know this. And the people these top officials, they already know these things. If you squeeze the middle class, make them poor, then you only have rich and poor. And that's exactly what the scriptures line up to be. Revelation 13:16. He calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. And that's exactly what is going to happen. It's already written. They will be boastful, proud, scoffing at the Most High, disobedient to their parents, and ungrateful. They will consider nothing sacred. They will be unloving and unforgiving. They will slander others and have no self-control. They will be cruel and hate what is good. Aren't we seeing that in these latter days? All right. So the scriptures are spot on. Spot on, man. The scriptures are they spot on. All right. Now, this is another article I wanted to get. All right, because a lot of men and women. All right, this is from Fortune.com. It says dating has gotten so expensive that nearly half of the U.S. singles says it's no longer worth it, as the average night out approaches $200. Now, a date is a gateway for a man to get a woman. All right. And in modern day times, usually when you like a woman, you take her out on a date, get to know her. And usually after that, that's what things spark over there. Things spark off after that. You see, but they say the damn dating is so expensive that they can't even date these women. All right. And that's another thing. All right. That's leading to what? A lot of men not having more children, a lot of men not having families because they simply can't afford to. They simply can't afford to provide for a family and take care of a family. All right. And guess what? The elite banking families know this. Why? Because all their expendable money goes where? To bills. So how can a man possibly look for a family, all right, if all his money that he has to go to bills? He doesn't have, and especially if he got 2 to 3 jobs, he doesn't have time to start a family. He can't afford to start a family. All right, so you're going to see a lot of single women, all right, a lot of single women. They're not gonna have a family. Okay, because men, they simply can't afford to have one. And not only that, you got the draft. All right, the scriptures talk about what? The helpers, the virgins having no helpers. All right, and the war shall the bridegrooms be destroyed. All right. So millennials and Gen Zers have been saying for a while modern dating isn't worth it because of what dating apps become after their heightened popularity a few years ago. It says not worth the cost, as the cost of the average night has skyrocketed. OK, so they say the math is not mathing. And guess who has to pay for the date? Majority of the time, the men. All right. So this is why you see an uptick in women not having a family, not having children. All right. Not divorce, marriage. Okay. Basic foundational things that a society is supposed to have. You've been robbed of that. And you can blame the elite bankers for that. You can blame these people that are making these laws and legislations, all right, in which you people still trust. They've robbed you of having a family. They've robbed you of having a house, the American dream. You've been robbed of that. And people are going to crash out because they don't see any hope. Because the natural instinct for a man is to get a woman, get a wife, provide a home for that woman and children. So America's all fucked up, man. It's all jacked up. All right. It says, this is from reddit.com, and this is an article from I pulled this article from Morgan Stanley. It says major demographic shift is underway as projections from Morgan Stanley suggest that approximately 45% of U.S. women aged 25 to 44 will be single and child-free by 2030. The trend is fueled by a convergence of social and economic factors. See, you don't got no money. How you going to start a family? There's not enough resources to go around. These people can barely feed themselves. So when the scriptures say perilous times, what? Perilous, hard to do. Let's look up the word perilous. Hard to do, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, savage. That's what's going on. Including increased access to higher education, a prioritization of career advancement, and a growing emphasis on financial independence. As women gain more economic power, the traditional reliance on marriage for financial security is fading. A lot of women are getting jobs where they feel like they don't need a man. And this lines up with Isaiah 4:1. Because Isaiah 4:1, let's get it. Let's get it real quick. This lines up with Isaiah 4:1. And here's why. Because in Isaiah 4:1, it said Isaiah 4:1, and in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread. Okay, we will eat our own bread. NLT, in that day, so few men will be left that 7 women will fight for each man, saying, let us all marry you. We will provide our own food and clothing. Why? Because women are allowed to have resources in this society. Right? So they're going to come with their own stuff. All right? I just read it in the article that a lot of women, the she economy. This she economy revolution is poised to reshape the American landscape to workplace policy with significant spending power. This demographic is influencing industries ranging from real estate to luxury goods. All right? So these women, they got money. And what does Isaiah 4:1 say? We will eat our own bread. We will provide our own food and clothing. Only let us take your name. How is that? Through the act of sex. Regardless of what these people are talking about. Oh, you can only have one wife. Well, what is this talking about? Talk about it's going to be in the kingdom. No, it's not. All right, we're going to provide all the food and clothing for our wives in the kingdom. And our women, they're not going to have to work. They're not going to fight over the men of the Lord in the kingdom. It's going to be enough to go around. It's going to be plenty of women. Ain't no Israelite woman going to be fighting in the kingdom of heaven for the Israelite man. It's going to go back to the ancient customs. We're going to be betrothed to women, all right, and hold ceremonies the correct way. All right, brothers are going to give their daughters away to other brothers. All right, that's not talking about in the kingdom, man. It says only let us only let us take your name so we won't be mocked as old maids. All right, our women are not going to age in the kingdom. All right, well, however they're going to have that beautiful look forever. They're going to be beautiful forever. Okay. So these women are going to provide. They're going to have their own shit, man. Okay. And it's going to be, when all hell breaks loose, because it says it's going to be so few men will be left. And who are those men that are going to be left? The elect men. The elect men are going to be left. and they're going to get the pick of the litter. They're going to get that pick of that litter. Okay, so with that, Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom.